Hi, welcome to another edition of What's New at PathologyOutlines.com. This session, I'm going to talk about changes to the textbook within the next year. I'm really excited about them. The first change is that we are finishing up reviewing the tables of contents of all 61 chapters. We are making sure that they contain all the topics that are relevant to practicing pathologists. When I started the website in 2001, my thought was that I would write about any topic that's mentioned at any site. And we had at one point about 8,000 topics, but some of them really weren't relevant. For example, if we had synovial sarcoma of some unusual site, I put it in that chapter, but it's really the same synovial sarcoma that occurs in the soft tissue. So there's really no point in having it there. It's just confusing. And it makes the website less useful. So now we have main topics, and if we're going to have synovial sarcoma at another site, it should be because it has something distinctive at that other site compared to what we see in soft tissue. So we have a very extensive review of all the chapters, and we plan to do this every year so that if there's a new topic that comes up, or there's a name change, or a topic is just found to not be relevant anymore, then it'll be reflected in our table of contents. Related to that is that we want to make sure that all topics covered in the WHO classification are included in our textbook, unless it's something very rare or something that our editorial board doesn't seem relevant. And it also means that some topics that are very rare are not going to be included. We sometimes have authors that say, gee, I wrote the definitive study of this very rare tumor at this site. I'd like to post it on the website. And our goal is to have topics that are of interest to practicing pathologists, things that they're really going to see. And so we politely turn down those authors and ask them to write something that's really popular that is going to affect somebody's practice. I want to also reiterate that Pathology Outlines is a peer-reviewed textbook. We pretty much, every topic is reviewed first by an editor-in-chief or deputy editor who makes sure that it's following our format and our style and reviews the basic information, and then we have a subspecialty review by somebody on our editorial board. One of the other changes we're making has to do with the images. We are now focusing on hosting images on our own server so that the links don't go bad, the images are very high quality. All the new images will have legends and captions, so it'll be much easier for you to look at. And also there's something called a light box, so it makes it a lot easier for you to scroll from one image to the next. What it also means, though, is that some images from other websites were taken down. Usually the reason is for micro images, we want to have them all on our server. We don't really want them to be elsewhere because we know how important it is to pathologists. Also, other sites invariably go down, and the links go bad, and it's a pain in the neck to everybody. So we are removing those. Some of the pictures are great, but they're not stable. We are keeping some links. Really, the only outside links we keep are to sites that we really think have a high probability of being stable. This includes links to PubMed hosted images, and some other websites. But you are going to see continuation of removal of images that, as I said, they may be very good, but they're from some websites that don't appear to be stable. One of the other changes we're making is to ensure that we link check our textbook and the other pages on the website. This is a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to find the bad links, to correct them, but we feel it's important. Now, I've talked to a lot of people who say, well, I could make my own website. And maybe they could. It's a tremendous amount of time. But one of the things people don't think about is maintenance. Everyone wants to create. Nobody wants to maintain. But it's a lot of work to maintain, but it's very important to do that. And we are committed to doing that. So if there's a problem, there's somebody's name that you can contact, and we will make it right. We're not just putting it out there and then disappearing. We're here, we're going to be here. If it's not me, it'll be my successors who will be here, and we aim to keep this website going in perpetuity, I guess, maybe as long as there's an internet, maybe though in 50 years there'll be something else. But we do welcome your suggestions. You can contact me directly, nat@pathologyoutlines.com. I'd love to hear your comments, how we can improve the website, make it more useful to practicing pathologists. So we really are interested in your feedback. It's particularly important because it's very hard to connect with pathologists now that all the conferences have gone virtual. So if you have a comment, feel free to send me an email, and I do respond to all of them. Unless, the only ones I don't respond to is if you are asking for medical advice, we don't answer that. If you are asking for help with a research project, if you have a question about how to interpret an immunostain, we don't give advice to pathologists or patients. We will help you use the website, and that's really what our website's about. So thank you very much, and I will see you again next time.